Welcome, welcome. It's a Wild Hunt Wednesday, and we're going to be doing Movement Elves. I don't know. I think I just was busy last season. We never really did this. It was kind of like a slapdash thing. They didn't really change any of the cards. They just changed the leader, and I've never really got around to doing it. Some people really liked it. But basically, they reworked White Frost, I actually think 2 seasons ago. Move an enemy unit to the other row and spawn Frost for 2 turns. Charge 2. Charon Wu is in chat and just saying, Movement Elves, what are you talking about? You mean Wild Hunt? Well, my good friend Chairman Wu, all of these are elves. They're all elves, except for Mamuna that we're bringing in for some consistency. But they're all elves, and they basically reworked White Frost. None of us really use it, but Guerrilla Tactics is getting used more right now. And I feel like White Frost is basically Guerrilla Tactics, except that you can't use it defensively. It's all an offensive play. But you move a character to the other row, you spawn Frost on that row for 2 turns. You get to use it twice. And then whenever you play a Wild Hunt unit on a row opposite a unit with Frost, you have to play it. It's not summoned or spawned. So Karen Thier is not all that helpful with Wild Hunt, which is rather dumb. And playing into a lot of the frustrations of other people have with Karen Thier inside the monster faction. My personal opinion is that Karen Thier should be reworked to work exclusively with Wild Hunt, and that Wild Hunt should get some more cards so that it feels like a whole contingent faction. I feel like a big problem from a lot of the last several expansions is they build out a separate new archetype with only 20 cards, so you have to play all of them. Relics are a perfect example of that. Try playing some different cards with relics. Try doing only like 5 of the relic cards. Not great. Mamuna's probably the one exception here. You do need the Sabbath in order to play the copy, but for both the targets that we're going to be using, it won't really matter. She's just a consistency play here. And then Kikamore Workers and our good friends NL Conquerors are in here. Like I said, just for value and for some consistency play. We are Devotion. You have to be Devotion for NL Conquerors. And in my opinion, you really need to be Devotion for Oberon as well. Oberon is one of the few that he really does matter to be Devotion. But it obviously doesn't matter if you're not playing Wild Hunt. So if you're just doing like a Thrive deck, it's not a huge deal. But you can't play NL Conqueror, which triggers the most Thrives. So yeah, you got to have it. All right, let's go play. We've got Naglfar, Imlerith, we got Wrath, we got 1 Purify, we got a Bruiser, we got 2 movements off leader. So this is a fairly decent control deck. Who better to lead us into the frosty bitter cold than Eridan with no mask on? Yeah, that's right. Show your beautiful face, you creepy mongrel. And then let's get in here. You know, Siri has touched the White Frost more than anyone else. And I have not played a ton this season. It's the summer and we just reworked our whole office. I now have a retractable green screen that hangs on my wall, which is sweet. And it's cool. As an aside, while this loads, some other people that I've watched for a long time who started YouTube channels after I have a lot more subs, and that's great for them. I would love to crest 1,000 subs so that I can buy more cool things, so that I can put them into this channel. Please contemplate liking and subscribing and sending it to your friend and asking them to do the same. Let's jump right into this. So I actually think this deck is superb control against the Sabbath decks, although they do like to throw down a whole lot of points rather quickly. All right, Winter Queen goes back in. Naglfar is fine, so we got both of our cards. And we did actually clip out Elves, didn't I? Okay, good. See, that's why you clip out Elves. Do you really need him? Nope. All right, we need the dominance here. Getting all of these working wouldn't be so bad. I'm looking for Karen Thier for... Nithral. Unfortunately, we didn't get him. And we did miss Ysgith as well. I have no sound in my game. Let's turn this up just a little bit. I must have turned off the sound. We'll add it back in for the next game. Okay, so quick and easy way to start. Imlerith is a tutor. I probably want to keep Nithral here. This is a little bit of a difficult choice to work with, just in terms of damage value. So we need a Parian Phantom working, so that we can get some value. And then I do want to discard or play out either an NL Conqueror or a Kikimora Worker, just so Mamuna can get value. So Imlerith works really well for that. It's one of the dumbest things about Imlerith is that he has to be played to melee for reasons unbeknown to humankind. Oh, I can hear it. It's going on. I just turned it down really low for some reason. If I'm being honest, I don't know why. Alright, Imlerith is going to serve two purposes here. We can just go ahead and neuter that, and that's going to be fun. We could also just move it off the row. Spawn the Frost, play the Imlerith, and get the extra point. That also feels pretty cool, so we're going to do that. Although stupidly it goes to the other row, so you know, I'm not a genius. He's not going anywhere. Let's just play the Hound. It's going to go up to 4 and then to 5, and then we got 2 engines working. So the opponent just opts to go to the range row instead. I'm guessing they're going to go for the consume on the Griffin, which is fine. Let's go for both rows. Actually, yeah, we have to do it now. Alright, we're going to go for both rows. This gets us out our Winter Queen. And throws down some more damage onto the Griffin. Ah, it's the Arch Spore. Well, they're struggling to get to 25 here because of this. I don't really understand protecting the Brewis, but everybody gets to make choices. Alright, we're just going to slap down Ancient Foglet to ranged. Triggers the Thrive on Winter Queen. And now we've got a bunch of working engines here. We just need this Aparian Phantom to keep triggering up, but looks like we're gonna close out the dominance. The opponent really still struggling to get to Sabbath here. This is probably going on to Brewis. Nope, on to Griffin, which is a little weird. Alright, we discard Kikimora Worker here. He's a vulnerable card anyway. And we have dominance again. And Imlerith is an instant removal, so you know, cool. What a weird series of choices. Alright, she's obviously massive value. The question is whether or not we want to kill her. I kind of think yes. It's not the greatest way to being able to get to her. I would have preferred to save that for later, but I think that this is so much value, we gotta do it. And we continue. We'll have dominance next turn. Not just because Cave Troll goes down, because the Aparian Phantom will be up that high. And we're just going to get rid of one of these. We want to play this to melee so he gets boosted. Also, it'll go ahead and kill that. And now we have both of our engines working again. And the opponent takes 2 damage. And we just continue our pressure campaign here. She Who Knows is fairly rough here. really don't want Karen Thier. Eridan I'd honestly be fine with. But Mamuna's even better. I'd rather top deck Eridan. So let's go for Mamuna here. We are at 25, so we will get to play it, which is fine. Good value. We have dominance. The opponent's in a bit of a pressure play situation here. They probably want to win the round. That way they can just dry pass with She Who Knows, or they can try to play deeper with her. I don't know what they're going to choose to do here, but we can go for Oberon if we have to. Alright. I don't know why you'd lock Winter Queen. I really think the Hound should have been the target there, but who am I? Let's save Oberon and go for an Enthrall, just in case the opponent makes one more play here. They go up by 2, we go up by 2, so it's all equal. And we get the look we want out of that. So we really wanted to win this round with She Who Knows, just so She Who Knows doesn't carry over for 2 rounds. Imlerith's Wrath probably would have been better served against her. But with Gurney gone, I mean, our other option here is to just go for maximum pressure, but I don't think we need to do that. All these are pretty solid cards. I think the only thing I'd really like to see here are Karen Thier and Ysgith. So I actually am going to shuffle Red Riders back. Conqueror's fine, but not great. Ancient Foglet is one of our better engines when we have a lot of the value just getting tutored. So the opponent wins the round here, so we still get last say, so it just protects them from the card disadvantage. Alright, we need Ysgith. I really don't think he's going to be all that helpful. The lock was already used. Perfect. This is exactly what we want for the Ancient Foglet. And we just want Frost down onto our rows so that we can get value for the Foglet and for all of the Wild Hunt units we're about to play. And then we'll be playing Karen Thier with Eridan. Because it's cool. We're just going to go for 4 rounds here. Onto melee. Then we'll go for Karen Thier onto Eridan just to start him working, and then we'll get the other Eridan down. Self-eaters don't play super well against the Frost. So the Foglet would also be good here. This gets more working for us. Hey.
It's a pity I can never finish.
Okay, cool. I thought you did.
On my head, she said.
Just put it down there. Alright, Gunkin gives the opponent dominance again. Which we gotta deal with. So we'll go for Foglet here. Then we'll drop Ysgith. Ysgith will ping down the Gunkin. And it'll give Foglet 3 points as well. So we'll take the dominance by turn end and then continue the pressure that way. And the 3 damage will hopefully start knocking out these Gurnakora's fruits. I have no idea what this is going to be on. Oh, double Mamuna. Good fair choice. Lots of points for sure. So there you see Ancient Foglet goes up by 12. Goes up to 12. So now we start doing maximum damage. And Oberon Conqueror hopefully would have come out earlier, but we just need this max damage out of Eridan to punish the opponent. This is a bit of a weird play in that the opponent probably wanted to get this Mamuna out earlier. Griffin onto Mamuna doesn't make a ton of sense. So you do have to kill something, but I think the opponent here is just trying to make room. Let's go ahead for double Eridan. Doesn't really matter which one this is on. But we do have clear dominance now, so we just need to start. We are pinging the opponent by 4 each turn on their highest unit for each row. But it's not enough to shut down the Sabbath, unfortunately. Guess the opponent's just going for dominance there. So we'll try to go for something that spawns frost, maybe. No such luck, but we can move it down and damage it. It also blocks the melee row. And we did have dominance there, so you did see it go down by 4. Holy cheese and biscuits, though. We're just nowhere near the points that they have. Really tried to push there, but nothing. I think we just missing Karen Theron to Nithral was really hurting us round 1. Good game. Pushing up against those decks is rough. All right, let's fix my sound here if I can.
Mary, that's what matters.
There we go. I think that should be a little louder now. Alright, let's jump into another one. Gales would have been helpful for Ardgaith in that, but I think this deck is consistent enough as is. Hey, what's up, Silver Palm? Yeah, I think we could have beat Relics if we would have had some more value in round 1. Unfortunately, like, drawing Oberon is a little bit bad for round 1, so I'm actually going to put him back. I feel like I am confident enough in the consistency of the deck at this point that I'm not really concerned about it. Okay, we do want just one of these at least. Gonna put Bruiser back. Alright, let's just go for Parian Phantom here. Try to get and maintain dominance. Yeah, I also think we should have saved row movement. Row movement is actually... Gotta love tactics decks. Let's just go for worker. We need it down anyway. In the event that Naglfar pulls Mamuna. We can do Karen Thier onto Eridan this round, which actually wouldn't be terrible.
You weren't expecting this, were you?
Nothing but a good time. He's 4, which is kind of unfortunate, huh? Alright, let's do Red Riders onto melee. For 4 turns. That way when we play the Foglet down, he's capturing 3 of that value. And then the Ysgith will give him 6 total points because it's going to each row. So as I boost, deploy self by a total duration of row effects on the opposite side. Whenever you apply a row effect, boost self by its duration. So that's why you're applying it by how many are down on the opposite row at first on deploy. And then you're gaining whenever you deploy to either row. So it's a little bit of a tricky, weird combo, but that's why you want to sequence it as, you know, a long commitment to a certain row and then spread it out. I think they probably want to keep this turncoat alive, so yeah, that's why we're seeing Fricart come down here. This is a weird choice, but everybody gets to make choices. And it's the dominance card on the row, and it dies after it takes 2 of these hits, so you know, this is actually like the best 4-point damage I can come up with, and Fricart was just a warm body. I think it would have made more sense for it to be played onto ranged. But, you know, not everybody can be a genius. They're probably not going to be playing any of my Frost cards, so here we'll probably go for Caranthir with Aridin with the Crystal Skull. No way to really keep him safe from assassination because he's always going to be on the end, but they already used one. I doubt they are going to be using a Tris to create another one, so. And coated weapons would honestly be really nice and helpful to me on the Aridin. Oh, your greed has stunted you so. Wow, that's depressing. Okay, well, we lost dominance here. So I'm not going to be going for the Caranthir on the Aridin, but we will get it back as soon as we play Ysgith. At least close enough to it. So actually what I'm going to do here is proc it in kind of a roundabout way. Let's spread off our Todd just to get more damage onto our Todd and hopefully get back that dominance, and then we'll play Ysgith here. This also gets us out Winter Queen, and now it threatens both of these. It's gonna be like channeling off every other turn, but and this is the problem with this deck, or decks like this generally, is it just takes you a long time to develop. So your control is a little bit slow. Which is good against things like slow spawns, like Northern Realms. But that's also why Northern Realms is playing so poorly right now. Because they're slow spawning decks instead of mass point slam. Wouldn't be surprised to see a pass here. Bribery doesn't make sense to me. You don't have dominance, so Aridin just procs Frost right now. Which is not terrible, but it's also not great. So I'm playing this right now. He's gonna go down by 3 there, and it's hopefully gonna kill off one of the 2. There we go. And now we're back in charge. And the opponent really isn't within any kind of striking distance of dominance, so. Stealing the Eridan just reduces the damage value the opponent takes here. I think the smart play would have been to just wait to use this. I clearly have another charge here, so Damien isn't going to get you the replay. I mean, maybe you have... I don't know. If you had Emissary there, you could have boosted Artaud, and then you'd have Dominance with 2 Eridans. That'd be cool. Uh, 20 points. I think we need Eridan here just to get back in this. It's going to boost up our Ancient Foglet. It's going to do that damage, which is going to go back twice against the opponent. Gets us the Thrive. To think here if we have enough. It's going to do 3 damage twice. 6, 12. 12 points gets us a tie. Well, it's not pretty, but it will get us there. Holy crapalini. I've officially seen it all. I'm kind of surprised I didn't take the Eridan. What did they take? They didn't take the Karen Thier. I'm confused by what they actually took there. Oh, they took the Foglet just to take the Dominance. Well, I didn't like losing on evens, but if you want to commit that much value, then I guess go for it. I mean, we played some good stuff too, but don't feel like it was in the same realm. Alright, this is helpful. The Purify is probably going to be helpful, but I just need other stuff. I need my Riders. I'm going to get 2 of these 3 golds out of this Naglfar here. I don't know how you do anything other than dry pass here. Yeah. On dead play, so Naglfar gets me one of the 2, right? So I definitely don't want it being Oberon. I really wouldn't want it to be Nithral. Mamuna is good value too, so I'm actually just gonna hold on that and just drop a dead bronze. So all those are reasonable cards. None of them are great, but we do get the Imlerith play here. I'm gonna put this back. Okay, and then I'm gonna use Mamuna to get the other one out. Alright, oh, I guess I could use Mamuna onto that, but... okay, well, I'm glad I put that back, because that would have been a brick into both. Okay, so here we just want to start with Riders. Easy peasy. I love, like, the lightning outside the mansion. It's pretty awesome. Self Eater's an interesting card, but kind of weird here. Unless you're planning to play a bunch of relics. Let's just go for Imlerith. And I think here I'd rather put back... I have to put in a Conqueror, unfortunately. I would have rather done the Keekmore Worker for obvious reasons, just because it's some vulnerable to damage. But I need the NL Conqueror in the graveyard so that Mamuna can summon the other one out from my deck in the event that we get Mamuna. So we're probably going to go for Oberon here pretty soon. Ysgith as soon as we can get the opponent to play things in different rows. We'll just go for Foglet. Imlerith's not a great card to try to copy, but I'm expecting the coup here. Could go for Oberon for the Purify. We probably should have moved one of these off just to keep the Foglet alive. Can't all be geniuses. Alright. Mamuna is probably more points here. She is 9 plus 7, 16. The Thrall is 2 points. So like 8 plus 5 is 13. So even with the removal value, which is handy but not great, Mamuna is definitely the better play. I just want the Conqueror. And we don't have Sabbath, so it's just summoned. It doesn't really make a difference to us. Not really working as intended, in my opinion. I really think that she was meant just to work with Gonkane. The like summon versus play is a little awkward and weird. But whatever. Alright, we're just gonna move him so he can't transform. And just so Oberon gets some of this value here.
Toss it onto the pile, then burn it with the rest.
Pretty clear. We're in the clear pretty much here for the dominance. Just trying to decide if damage makes sense. This plays, you know, 6 points. Plus we remove this Self-Eater, so why not? We're playing this to ranged. Take advantage of the Frost. And he goes up by 2 because of both the Frost and Oberon. Now we can play Ysgith with some amount of impunity. Opponent really struggling to find spying procs. Would have expected a Amir much earlier. The Dunny, Urcheon, Dunny combo, whatever you want it to be. Can't transform now because he's stuck to ranged. Okay, there's a spying proc on Mamuna, makes sense. I think we're waiting for that for the Thunid Turncoat. We still... This gets value this turn or next turn the same. But we'll use it now just so we can hold on to Imlerith's Wrath. We've played most of our value except for our big removal. I don't expect much to be played over 9 points here. Except for maybe like a final card, and I don't expect Colgrim here because there's no real deck manipulation. It's not that thin. No Reints for the same reason. Maybe a Vincent to take out a spying unit. Mentors is one possibility, but they don't make a ton of sense here. The Thrall's the biggest grab you're gonna get, and right now you're just proccing whatever's on top.
Strike fast. Leave it no
which is Nithral because of Naglfar, so you were lucky in that regard. And then we're just gonna go for Kikimor Worker here. I think the opponent just trying to grab dominance or something. It's still unclear to me what the opponent's trying to do here. Again, winnowing down on this Imlerith does reduce the risk of Imlerith's Wrath killing something instantly. But the final play value here is such that it doesn't really matter. The opponent might be playing Damien, not this turn, but the next turn. Just because they can do it with impunity. Which gets them a steal. So maybe that's what they're going for. I don't know. Cadaverine maybe here? Nope, Tourney Joust. Good clean kill. She is an engine, so we're just gonna go ahead and kill the Viper Witcher Mentor. This is like 5 points. I guess he boosts random things, so. She could be double proc to Assimilate though. And she's an agent, so we'll just go ahead and get rid of her. Now the opponent's got to climb a 28-point hole. Really 30-point hole with this extra damage here unless they can play armor. Gotorgavid might put something back so they can use Cantarella. Experimental Remedy is not going to do it for you. You have to be Devotion in order to play these NL Conquerors. That's certainly not gonna do it. I don't understand what I think the opponent was just basically forfeiting here. Whatever it is that they draw, they have to discard, so it would have made more sense for them to play that before and try to draw into one of their other golds or something. So I think kind of poorly played, but opponent just going way too deep. Balls to the walls round one. For very little effect there. So, manhandling our Todd. Let's get into one more. Hopefully this opponent doesn't rope as much as the last opponent did. We're like 37 minutes into this video, thanks to Eternal plays. Alright. Don't hate double foglets. Stockpile is weird. There's a small part of me that really kind of wants the opponent to do amazing here. Okay, I don't need both, and Kikimor Worker's a little vulnerable to removal, so I'm just gonna tuck that away. I actually wouldn't hate double foglets here. You could actually go for triples with Karen Thier if you really wanted to be gutsy. But I think we're on blue coin here with Nithral, which is all I could ever dream of and more. Start with Phantom just to ease the dominance here a little bit. Ballista's obnoxious and just going to cause me grief. So we're probably going to have to work here to keep Nithral alive, but I'm guessing this Ballista is trying to put Phantom in range of a Boiling Oil if it's a Warfare deck. Bombardment is a weird choice, but you get this again, so I guess that's what the goal was. Oh my gosh. What is happening? What? What is the opponent choosing to do here? I know not. Alright, I just want girth on these foglets at this point. Let's go for Red Riders. 4 turns. Yeah, always nice to see Stockpile. Holy crap. Opponent really squeezing it out here. Alright, well. I'll just go for Foglet here. 7 solid points. Just trying to erase the opponent's crew options. Just a little bit. Bad luck there, though. We really wanted this to go on to the Ballista. Down comes the battering ram. The opponent just really trying to wipe us here. Chances of Phantom dying are very, very high at this point. I think I'm just going to go ahead and eliminate this one. This one stands a strong likelihood of death after battering ram moves back up. Should really give like a heal or something. Full tests pride. Wow. Jeez. Well, this has been exciting. Winter Queen puts us right back in it. No crew for Foltest Pride anymore. I guess the random ping there got it for the opponent, but we can play Conqueror here. We need it for the feed from Amuna anyway.
Yet another horn for my
So we couldn't have just passed there because it wouldn't have gone back to the opponent. They wouldn't have taken their damage. They're up by 2 cards at this point. It's actually a decent engine, but I think this is a little bit better. Looking for Imlerith and Mamuna at this point, or Riders. Alright, Imlerith works fine. We can just discard Ysgith if necessary. So, but we'll go for Nithral here. Just pressure the opponent down until we get into a reasonable spot. The whole point of a round 1 siege is to mess with mines. Now let's see what we get. Alright, Ysgith is fine to go. We already played our Foglets, so it's not as much value anymore. It would be nice, but it's not worth the stress. Unfortunately, we like draw everything that we could ever want right now. Which makes the dominance a little bit difficult to get here. Eidron's fairly valuable. Just go ahead and get rid of him. And we're almost up to dominance. Hair Saren. Interesting.
Can't see it getting any better than this.
Alright, we'll just get Eridan down here, just value. Now we can ping this Donamir. At this point, the goal is to basically just make the opponent frustrated. Yeah, at this point, Naglfar is just getting us Mamuna straight up.
We didn't come here to build
Alright.
sandcastles.
Alright, we're gonna take the Mamuna just so we can combat this Eastred. She's also just point value and a good thin. So right now we want the Einel Conqueror. Both Geekmore workers are still in the deck.
We shall conquer this world as we have conquered countless others.
We're gonna kill the Griffin Witcher here. Just too much value. I think we're at a point now where the opponent really didn't expect this round to go like this at all, so we can go all in or we can just take the pass here. It doesn't really matter. I think we'll probably take the pass, but we'll see what the opponent plays. So they're at Adrenaline 3, so he's going to do his thing now and be done with it. Alright, the opponent has to play 13 points of value in 2 plays. Oberon would be helpful, but I think 2 plays for 13 points for Northern Realms is going to be a stretch. We'll just take the pass here. Amphib could get you really close, but there's no unit that really plays for straight up 13. There's a few that get really close with like Royal Guards playing for 11. This is an interesting idea to use Megascope on the Griffin Witchers. But I don't know if this is enough points. Maybe their goal is to try to Pavetta and replay them all somehow. But it's enough to get the opponent out. But they have lost card advantage that they fought so hard to win using Siege round 1. Note that we discarded the Ysgith, so it came back. You can feel any way you want about that. We really want Riders and probably Bruisers here. Ysgith is probably not all that helpful. Right, I really don't want the brick. I don't really want this. Alright, cool. That was lucky draw. Alright, so we want to push it into something that it's going to die on. Alright, easy peasy. Bring that down. Now we want Oberon down. Just so he gives passive boosts to everyone else. Let's see if we can get... I was hoping to get... well, the forfeit win. Forfeit works as well. I was really hoping to get Taskmaster there just to spread some more frost onto that melee row. Just so we could get it for longer. But that was pretty much closed book there. Stockpile played super weird. 2 leaders committed round 1 just to get rid of the Nithral. Felt really like hyper overcommitted there. So anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I actually think this deck plays pretty well. Had I played it a little bit better the first game, I think we would have had a better contest. But I don't know how much more I could have changed in the play. Just missing Caranthir onto the Nithral round 1. But decent blue coin deck, tons of fun. And played out of some pressure situations really well, so really good tempo. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and until next time, please leave a like, subscribe. See you on the flippity flop. Good luck out there, good luck on the path, and keep on Gwenting. Bye for now.